according to studies, the average human has about 60,000 thoughts per 24-hour period. So think about that. 60,000. That's a lot of mental activity. That's a lot of thinking and a lot of thoughts. And when it comes to using our thoughts in order to change the way we feel, in order to change the results that we have, that fact alone can be very, very daunting. But when we really, really look more closely, the truth is that most of us actually have the same several thoughts, one thought, 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 thoughts over and over and over again. Hi, my name is Keisha Dent. I'm a certified mindset hypnotist and the author of Life Change Now. And today I want to talk about looping thoughts. Okay, so especially when we are experiencing emotions that are unwanted, that are making our lives harder, that are making our lives less joyful to experience, especially when we are experiencing results in life that we're not happy with, it's really, really important to take a look at the thoughts that are creating that. Now, why is that important? Well, in the chain of what many people call manifestation, and really is actually simply human behavior and simply shaping the type of life that you want, the genesis of where a lot of the final results of your life is going to begin are your thoughts. It begins with your thoughts. And thinking a certain way, especially thinking a certain way over and over and over again, is likely to generate a certain feeling. When we feel a certain way over and over and over again, that is likely to generate a certain behavior. And it is our behaviors that are done most frequently, aka our habits, that often result in the type of life that we want, the results that we want, etc. Now, even though there are, of course, often more complex contributors to the type of life that we have, the one thing that is completely under our control is changing the way we think about the world, changing the way we think about ourselves, changing the way we think about our own power and our own capability and our own limitations. We are constantly learning things, and oftentimes we're just learning what we already knew, if that makes any sense. We're actually often confirming our own biases. And this is how looping thoughts can kind of come into play. Now, whenever we are experiencing thoughts that are just going over and over and over and over again, most of the time, they're causing a negative impact on our life. These are often some of the most common examples are anxious thoughts, thoughts of fear, thoughts of things that are going to happen, often thoughts as well of that produce low self-esteem, thoughts of harsh criticism of ourselves, thoughts of beating ourselves up, thoughts of negativity, and just simply looking for the worst things that are happening. So in order to get out of these, and certainly the first thing you have to realize is that it's happening. and in order to really stop this, you want to be mindful of where this pattern is happening. Now, you may be watching this or thinking automatically, yeah, I know, because people have told me about it, or I just have been aware that I have the same thought over and over and over again because of something that happened to me, or because of something I'm really afraid of, or simply because I'm just aware, being mindful to my own behaviors of myself, that I know what it is. Okay, if you're aware of it, that's awesome. That's great, because that's the first step always, is mindfulness and awareness of what's happening. Now, if you're not certain, I would ask, as a good place to start is to simply ask, okay, well, what's not working? What is an area that's not working? And what thoughts could I be thinking over and over about it that's contributing to it not working? And this is a really good place to start, because undoubtedly there is probably a story, a thought, a narrative that you're repeating to yourself over and over and over and over again, which is creating a feeling about it over and over and over, which creates a behavior over and over and over, which is creating a result that you don't want. So it's really important to start there and ask yourself, well, what area of my life doesn't appear to be working too well, and what looping thoughts could I be having? And what you really want to look out for in these looping thoughts are conclusions of the world isn't fair, conclusions of something that I want is not available to me, conclusions of I'm broken somehow, conclusions of something's wrong with me, I'm not enough, conclusions of I'll never get what I want, I can't get what I want, the game is rigged, the world is fixed, all these other things. Because these actually will tend to get in the way and produce results that you don't want. Okay, so really become aware of what are you saying about yourself. What are you saying about your world and your power? And if you need to actually literally spend some time in the privacy of your phone, as long as your phone is private, to make some notes whenever you're aware of this, to jot down and take a little journal and become aware of those same thoughts over and over and over again, and kind of like even map it out. Like, what is this leading to, over and over. Now, once you're aware of that, what you're going to do is change. You're going to change the words. If you change the words, you change the instruction. If you change the words, you change the way you think about it. If you change the way you think about it, you change the way you feel about it, change the feeling, and you're going to change the way you act. And that's, of course, going to have an effect. So it's really important to be able, again, to understand that it all starts at the level of thought. I want to really quickly just tell you a quick story as well that I realized that was something that was happening. And I was trying to figure something out for the longest time, and I couldn't figure it out at all. And what happened, and this is really, really, really crazy, is I started having a recurring dream where I was always lost or always trying to get somewhere, and I couldn't get there. And the landscape of the dream changed all the time. Like sometimes I was in a city, sometimes I was in like a suburb, sometimes I was in a forest, but the things that I'm trying to find changed. Sometimes it was a job, sometimes it was a class, sometimes it was a car that I parked somewhere. But the scenario was always the same, where I was trying to get to it, but I couldn't figure it out. And like the 8th time I had this dream, I was speaking with someone about it. I finally realized it was a manifestation of the things that I was saying to myself all the time when I was working on the problem. I was saying, I can't figure it out. I just don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I'm going with this. I don't know where I'm going with this. I can't figure it out. I don't know how to get to that. I'm not sure. I would say these things all the time. And what was happening was my subconscious mind, which was always listening, was picking up on that. And it literally was like drawing it out for me, like what I was saying, like making like a visual representation of what I was saying over and over and over again. And the thing about that, what is very cautionary tale is, because we know that the subconscious mind is truly, it is your hardwiring, your emotional system. It is what really runs a lot of your habits and your deepest fears, your behaviors, your beliefs. You need these things to get what you want. And I actually was putting this information into my mind, into my body, into my mind, and my subconscious, that I don't know how to get there. I don't know how to get to what I want. I'm lost. I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. So it was taking that instruction from me, which undoubtedly was making it worse, because the subconscious's mind job is just to take instruction from you. Okay. And if you tell yourself something over and over and over with repetition, it begins to believe it to be true. And that's not what I wanted, because I wanted to solve the problem. So once aware of that, I changed it, and I was able to figure it out with some care and with some time, with some repetition of what I actually wanted. So that's just a little story just to tell you, just to be careful about the looping thoughts, which so often result in not just the same thoughts we have over and over again, but also the same things that we say to ourselves over and over again, which just bakes in what we don't want. So again, a way to stop looping thoughts. Number one, be aware of them, be mindful of them. Start with what's not working. What are the looping thoughts I could be having? What are the thoughts I could be having, the things I could be saying to myself? what are some of the most common things I'm saying over and over and over again to myself that could be contributing to what I don't want? And then change it. Change the words, change the instruction, okay? And this is all about seeing the truth of a situation. Yes, terrible things may happen. Bad things happen to us, but it doesn't have anything to do with us. The things that happen to you do not define you. They do not limit you. It is something that has happened to you. If you failed, if you messed something up, you pissed someone off, something didn't go right, that's something that happened. It does not mean that you're a fuck up, a screw up, a mess up, anything. It doesn't matter how many times it happened. It doesn't matter who said that you were. These are simply things that happen to you, that happened along the way in your journey in life, and it does not define you. It's so important to change the thoughts, to change it. I can always do better. I'm unpredictable. I can actually change myself at any time. I can have incredible success doing what I want at any time. Okay? It's totally important for you to understand that. Okay, so that's all that I want to talk about. And before I go, one more other quick thing you can do as well that's important is also take a look at what's going right in your life as well. Take a look at what's going right in your life and try to see if you can start a looping pattern with that. So whatever is going right and what seems to be working, even if it is as simple as, I was able to get up, to hold down a job, to stress myself, to feed myself, to get food, wherever you need to start at, look for that and tell yourself why that is a sign that everything is actually going to work in your favor. Why you already are capable of getting everything that you want because of what you've done already, what you've gone through already. Think of all the obstacles you overcome. So, yes, that's it for this. I don't want this to be too long, but again, my name is Keisha Dent. I'm a certified mindset hypnotist. And if you're curious about hypnosis, because hypnosis is a powerful way to stop looping thoughts, to begin to start naturally new thoughts, new, more powerful, optimistic thoughts going. If you're curious about how that works for you, please reach out. You can find me at newworldhypnosis.com. You can sign up for a free hypnosis consultation, as well as other free resources. So that's it for today. I thank you so much for joining me and enjoy the rest of your summer. And remember always, in order to change your life, you must first change yourself. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.